Well, I should turn in your scriptures to Daniel chapter 3. Not sure what comes to mind when you think of Daniel. You probably either think of the lion's den, if Daniel spent the night hanging out with the lions, or you think of three guys, the three most popular names that everybody can pronounce in the Old Testament, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, because we've heard of a bunch of times. And that's a pretty strong image there of what it must have looked like inside that furnace. So I want to read Daniel chapter 3 and read verses 1 through 18. And it's not the whole story, but it's a big chunk of it. King Nebuchadnezzar made an image of gold 90 feet high and 9 feet wide, and set it up in the plain of Dura in the province of Babylon. He then summoned the satraps, prefects, governors, advisors, treasurers, judges, magistrates, and all the other provincial officials to come to the dedication of the image he had set up. So the satraps, prefects, governors, advisors, treasurers, judges, magistrates, and all the other provincial officials assembled for the dedication of the image that King Nebuchadnezzar had set up, and they stood before it. The herald loudly proclaimed, "This is what you are commanded to do, O peoples, nations, and men of every language. As soon as you hear the sound of the horn, flute, zither, lyre, harp, pipes, and all kinds of music, you must fall down and worship the image of gold that King Nebuchadnezzar has set up. Whoever does not fall down and worship the image will immediately be thrown into a blazing furnace." Therefore, as soon as they heard the sound of the horn, flute, zither, lyre, harp, and all kinds of music, all the peoples, nations, and men of every language fell down and worshipped the image of gold that King Nebuchadnezzar had set up. At this time, some astrologers came forward and denounced the Jews. They said to King Nebuchadnezzar, "O king, live forever. You have issued a decree, O king, that everyone who hears the sound of the horn, flute, zither, lyre, harp, pipes, and all kinds of music must fall down and worship the image of gold, and that whoever does not fall down and worship will be thrown into a blazing furnace. But there are some Jews whom you have set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who pay no attention to you, O king. They neither serve your gods nor worship the image of gold you have set up." Furious with rage, Nebuchadnezzar summoned Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So these men were brought before the king, and Nebuchadnezzar said to them, "Is it true, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, that you do not serve my gods or worship the image of gold I have set up? Now when you hear the sound of the horn, flute, zither, lyre, harp, pipes, and all kinds of music, if you are ready to fall down and worship the image I have made, very good. But if you do not worship it, you will be thrown immediately into a blazing furnace. Then what God will be able to rescue you from my hand?" Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego replied to the king, "No, Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves before you in this matter. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God we serve is able to save us from it, and will rescue us from your hand, O king. But even if he does not, we want you to know, O king, that we will not serve your gods or worship the image of gold you have set up." Now, the book of Daniel is fascinating. And if we were first century Jews, the book of Daniel would be our favorite book of the Old Testament. You see, it was the most widely read book of the first century, in first century Judaism. And they know that because there are more copies of Daniel than there are any other Old Testament prophetic book. You see, once they realized that Jesus was the Messiah, once it started clicking, that Jesus, after he died on the cross and rose from the dead, and they saw him alive, and he ascended to the right hand of the Father, all of a sudden, all this stuff that Daniel was talking about made a lot more sense. And they were reading it and taking it all in, because Daniel talks about the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven. And when they saw that happen, when Jesus went on the clouds into heaven, they saw that, they're like, wow, that's the stuff Daniel was talking about. And so it made sense made more sense. So they read it diligently. And in Daniel's day, there were dreams, there was interpretations, they were powerfully prophetic. And we're getting there again. We need to get there again. Daniel interpreted the king's dream that nobody else could figure out, not even the king's wise men. And Daniel's prevailing attitude always was, it wasn't him, it was God giving him the answers. And Daniel told the king everything that his dream meant without even hearing the dream. And Nebuchadnezzar put Daniel in an important position over the entire province of Babylon. But Daniel's smart. He doesn't go it alone. He doesn't do it all by himself. He requested the king appoint 3 guys to help him, these 3 guys, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Now, to put all this in perspective, I mean, if you think we have big, out-of-control governments, you know those people that showed up? all those titles, and then all the other provincial leaders. Talk about an area the size of a little bit bigger than Iraq, and it took all those people. That's crazy big government. But to put it in perspective, more perspective, we get bent out of shape sometimes with our government and even our church government and what they expect us to do. And sometimes they do things that make us wonder if they care about us or if they only care about themselves. Then we read Daniel, and we see how King Nebuchadnezzar made this giant statue, 90 feet high. 90 feet high. 90 feet high. You know how 90 feet high is? That's a lot. It's high. 9 feet. Sets it up and dedicates it with all his people, all the big government officials, and I'm sure it was all that. His people tell him, hey, it'd be a great idea if you made everybody fall down and worship this idol. And if anybody doesn't, they get thrown into the fiery furnace. And then right on cue, some folks come forward and denounce the Jews. Talk about a corrupt government. I mean, we think we have a corrupt government, and we do, but this is they got to pretty much corner the market here. They told the king, these three guys don't obey the king's orders. They're not doing what you told them to do. They don't serve the king's gods, and they don't worship the image. And needless to say, the king was pretty mad at these guys for not toeing the line, so he summons them, and he asks them about it. Now, King Nebuchadnezzar, he's the judge, he's the jury, he's the executioner, he's in his own mind, he's God, in his mind. And once he establishes that they aren't worshiping the image, he sends them to the fiery furnace. And then he says, what God will be able to rescue you from my hand? So he was a great king, but unfortunately he had this one flaw, this one enormous flaw. Again, he thought he was God, and that others should bow down to him. But Shadrach and Meshach and Abednego knew God. They knew him in a way, they knew God in a way that every single one of us needs to know him. They knew that no matter what happened, God was God and Nebuchadnezzar wasn't. And what they had with God was far more important than anything they could have here on earth with Nebuchadnezzar or any other earthly entity. And they replied to being sentenced to the furnace in chapter 16. This needs to be something we not only know, but something we're prepared to say and to live out. They say to the king, Nebuchadnezzar, we don't need to defend ourselves before you in this matter. If we're thrown into the fiery furnace, the God we serve can save us from it. And he'll rescue us from your hand, O king. And then here's my favorite part. But even if he doesn't, this is a tremendous faith move here. Even if he doesn't, we want you to know, O king, we're not going to serve your gods or worship the image you set up. And they kind of just gave the king a great big, I don't think that sat well with the king. Kings don't like that. And it's something we can't make light of. These guys have faith. Faith that God can save them, but also faith that their God is God. And if for some reason, in his infinite wisdom, God decides not to save Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they're okay with that. They are very much okay with that. Because they're not going to bow down and worship any place else. There's not salvation any place else. And we can read on what happens. Nebuchadnezzar had the furnace heated 7 times hotter than usual, heated to perfection. 7 being the number for perfection in their day. Because really, if it's 30,000 degrees, among friends, what's the difference between 30,000 degrees and 210,000 degrees? You know, really, in the middle of winter, once it's 10 below and it gets down to 20 below, we really care. You know, when it's 100 degrees, what's 110 degrees? It's hot enough to fry everything off you. And every 7 times hotter, commanded the strongest soldiers in the army to tie these guys up and throw them in the furnace. The flames were so hot they actually killed the guards as they threw the men in. I mean, I've burnt stuff in my barrel. I'm not sure how hot that fire gets, but I'm telling you, every now and then you throw something in, it gives you a whoosh, and it gets you sometimes before you can jump back. It doesn't kill you, but it makes you know you're closer than you ought to be. Can't imagine how hot this furnace must have been. He killed the guys who threw them in. But the king leaps up and he explains, what if there 3 men we tied up and threw in? And they said, yeah. Look, I see 4 men walking around in the fire, unbound and unharmed. And the 4th looks like a son of the gods. And he calls the guys to come out. And how often do you look into a fiery furnace and tell somebody to come out? You know, it killed the guys who threw them in. But not only did they come out, not even a hair in their head was singed. Their robes weren't scorched. They didn't even smell like fire. What about that fourth guy? Somehow God was present with them in the fiery furnace. Somehow, somebody, God was with them. He protected them from the fire. And as awesome as that is, the timing seemed better. Because notice when the fourth person shows up. Does God show up to keep them from going into the fiery furnace? No. God doesn't show up until they're in the fiery furnace. That's faith. That's faith. He protects them in the fire. And they had all the faith they needed. They knew God could save them. But they were ready to die in that fiery furnace because they'd rather die than bow to earthly pain. And that same God that protected these three guys walks with us. He's that awesome of a God. He's still doing us. And we are in lots of ways, we're walking in uncharted waters right now. And there's a lot of uncertainty. We're facing things that might start to feel like the furnace is getting 7 times hotter. And it tests your faith. One of Satan's most powerful weapons that he has is doubt. Now, he's got a lot in his arsenal. He's kind of a jerk that way. But it's doubt. He planted a seed of doubt in Eve. You passed it on to Adam, and before you know it, they sinned. Satan planted a seed of doubt in the Israelites, who were between the Red Sea and the armies of Pharaoh, and before you know it, they formed a committee called Back to Egypt. It stunk, but you know what? It was better than dying in the desert. And we're going back to Egypt. Well, these three guys entered a fiery furnace with no doubt that God could save them. The seed of doubt got squashed. Probably got burned up in the furnace, but it got squashed by these three guys. And as Christians, we need to get to a place we can say what these three guys said. The God we serve can take care of us. And even if he doesn't, we're not going to bow down to any other image. Because there's a lot of things out there that we're being compelled to bow down to. And if you don't bow down to this and say it this way and toe a certain line, well, we're going to turn the furnace up on you. So go ahead. The thermostat's right in the back wall back there. I know where all the thermostats are. You know, could it come to that someday? Maybe. The days are uncertain. The times are uncertain. Almost 2 weeks ago, we had a meeting happen at our sanctuary that ended with some uncertainty. I don't know any more right now than it did 2 weeks ago. And so, but there's some uncertainty. In the midst of uncertainty, we serve a God who's left no doubt. He's walking with us. He was the fourth one in the furnace with the guys. He's walking with us, and he's the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. And our faith is rooted firmly in the person of Jesus Christ. Not in the ability of anybody to turn up the heat of the furnace. Nebuchadnezzar was long up. Long up. Jesus is still king. But the Nebuchadnezzars of the world are still out there doing what they do. You know, one of the coolest blessings I get to experience every Sunday during Sunday school, our classes, it meets right here in Sunday school. And that's not a shameless plug to get you to come. But one of the blessings that we get is we get little kids downstairs every Sunday sing the B-I-B-L-E song. Because they're like right there. And it resonates, come up through, and sometimes we sing it with them, don't we? Because we sing the B-I-B-L-E. And it's sometimes you wish you could go back downstairs and be 5 again and sing that song in the class because those kids don't care what temperature the furnace is. They're just singing B-I-B-L-E. That's the book for me. I stand alone, the word of God, the B-I-B-L-E. It's the only word that matters. It's the only word that can bring certainty in the midst of uncertainty. That's a great little song. And that's not the only song we hear. That's the one they sing with the most vigor. And so we hear some other ones. We serve the same God those three guys did. And it's not just a cute little story about three guys who went into a furnace. It was real. The king wanted them dead. But when they came out of the fiery furnace, the king promoted them. Because he saw, wow, hey, their God just did what they thought he would do. You know, when you walk by faith, it works that way. So we serve the same God. Who can save us from the furnace. But you know what? If for some reason he doesn't, we stand alone on the word of God. The B-I-B-L-E. Let's pray. Father God, we thank you for your word. We thank you that your word doesn't change. Lord, it doesn't even change when people try to change it. Lord, we pray that no matter how hot the furnace gets, Lord, you were there with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Lord, you're here with us. You are that awesome. And we pray, Lord, that we would continue to walk with you, doing what you've called us to do, Lord, and doing it, Lord, the same way those three guys did. We love you. We love you. And Lord, maybe we'll see you real soon. We pray together in your name. Amen.